reading Acts. Whoa. We are reading Acts chapter 23, verses 31 through 35. And God has someone for you to witness to. There is somebody in your life that God wants you to tell about Jesus. There's somebody in your life that God wants you to invite to church. There's someone in your life that you need to be praying for, asking God to convict them of their sins and show them the light and the glory of the gospel. God has someone for you to witness to. And I think it's only you. You're the only one that will know who that person is. Perhaps it will even be multiple people. The Apostle Paul had somebody he was to witness to. And when God called the Apostle Paul, when Paul was saved on that Damascus Road experience, and he received a sight after Ananias came and prayed over him, and scales fell from his eyes and his vision was returned to him, he was told that he would stand before Gentiles, that he would witness to the nations, and that he would also witness to kings. And we're going to see the beginning portion of him standing before kings. He's going to stand before the governor named Felix here in Caesarea. So let us get into our reading. So the soldiers, if you remember, the tribune has saved the Apostle Paul from the mob in Jerusalem, from the Sanhedrin, from these 40 men that have taken a vow to kill the Apostle Paul. He has saved him, and he is running him away all the way from Jerusalem to Caesarea, which would be the place in which the Roman government would rule the province of Judea. So the soldiers, according to their instructions, they were told, and if you remember from the last reading, that God did not mince with making sure the Apostle Paul was taken good care of. Many cavalry, many soldiers escorting the Apostle Paul all the way to Caesarea. So the soldiers, according to their instructions, took Paul and brought him by night to Antipatris. And on the next day they returned to the barracks, letting the horsemen go on with him. So the foot soldiers ended up returning back. Perhaps they even returned back before they arrived at the city. And then the horsemen, the cavalry, take the Apostle Paul all the way to Caesarea. When they had come to Caesarea and delivered the letter to the governor, the letter that we read in our previous reading, they presented Paul also before him, presented him before Felix. And here is the Apostle Paul standing before one of the kings that the Lord wanted him to witness to. And on reading the letter, he asked, that is, Felix asked, what province he was from. And when he learned he was from Cilicia, he said, I will give you a hearing when your accusers arrive. Now, the reason he's asking for this clarification is he wants to make sure that the Apostle Paul is within his jurisdiction. Cilicia, even though it's outside of what we would think of being Israel and Judea, it was still in that time under Roman rule within this province that the governor Felix was over. So he said, I will give you a hearing when your accusers arrive, and he commanded him to be guarded. I don't know why you would feel like the Apostle Paul needed to be guarded, but he did guard him in Herod's praetorium. And so we will see the Apostle Paul stand before Felix. We'll see him stand before King Agrippa. We'll see him make his way to stand before Caesar himself. God promised that the Apostle Paul would be a witness to the nations, to the Gentiles. God knew the people he would stand before. He even told him he would stand before kings. And I wonder, who is it that you are supposed to be standing before? Who is it that you're supposed to be witnessing about the great, glorious gospel of Jesus Christ? I pray that's been a blessing to you. I'll see you in the next video.